Alright, here we go with the first part for Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer. The intro starts out, we are starting out on our A string, 9th fret, sliding up to 11th fret. Then we skip the next string, go to your G string, 9th fret, and hit that, so it's a slide. And then, I believe the bass actually plays this note, but if you're playing it just by yourself, it sounds a lot better to add it in. Wrap your thumb around the neck on the 9th fret on the E string and hit that note. So we have a little part of a C sharp minor chord. So, and then kind of strum it, chuck at it. Alright, so we got that. Now we are going to place our first finger on the 8th fret on the G string, 3rd finger, you can do 2nd, I do 3rd, on the 9th fret on the D string, and pluck them and slide them. You're sliding this finger up 2 frets, this finger up 1 fret. So it's kind of like an uneven slide. See, it's hard, it's kind of, I mean, it's even hard for me to get the good sound out of both of them. So we're starting here, sliding up to there. So we're sliding up to the 11th fret, 9th fret. Okay, so let's do that again. Then back to where we came from. So we slide up, then come back, then barring these two strings right here, the A and the D strings on the 11th fret with your 3rd finger, and then going to the 9th fret with those same two strings, A and D strings, I'm sorry. So we got, let's see if we can see it. Oops, I forgot to tell you, there's a slide up. So we're going slide, slide. Alright, and then after that we are jumping down here to this is the 4th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, okay? So we're going to put, let's see how we play this. Okay, so you're going to bar these 3 strings right here, your D, G, and B strings on the 4th fret with your 1st finger. Place your 2nd finger on the 5th fret on this E note, which is on your B string. So we're making a little E sustain or B sustain chord. And what we're going to do is we are going to hammer on the G string with our 3rd finger, and we are going to pluck, let's see if we can see it, the A string, the G string, and the B string. Okay? So, and what we're going to do is we're going to, so see, I'm plucking and then hammering on. So this gives us a chord. We could just do single notes, but to make it sound the way that John Mayer makes it sound, which he makes it sound really good, we want to do this chordal thing. So it's plugging A string, G string, and B string, and we're hammering on with this 3rd finger, and then taking it back off. And then what we do is we move over, so we take it off, then we move over with our plucking hand, and we keep everything the same on our right hand, on our left hand. We just move, we're plugging these 3, we move them all up 1, so we're plugging E string, D string, and G string here. And we hammer on the 3rd finger on the 6th fret here. Instead of the G string, we're on the D string this time. See that? So let's do that again. So that gives us a chord. hard to do because you're having to move all the strings that you're plucking. And you can do this with a pick. Let's see. But you don't get the definition as much. So let's do this again from the top. Okay? Sliding here. Then drop down here. Let's do this part again, where you can see it maybe. Okay. Now we go and we repeat, and everything is the same except for this ending part. It's going to change. So we go back through it again. Oops. And so what I do when I chuck that chord, you can do it with those three. Sometimes I add this extra finger here. It just makes a fuller chord. Okay? So then down to here, we do, instead of starting hammering on the G string, we start hammering on the D string. Sorry, I'm getting confused with all these. And I don't know if this is exactly what John does, but this sounds really good, and I think it might be what he does. Okay, so what I'm doing there is I am plucking these three, this A, D, and G string. So technically we don't need this, but I just put it on there because it's a good habit to put it on there for the other time too. So, you know, you can do the same thing for both times. And so I'm plucking these three strings, hammering on third finger on the 6th fret on the D string. Taking it back off. Hitting 7th fret A string. And then kind of plucking these two strings after I hit it, and then we put this is a type of an E chord. It's a C shape E chord. 7th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D string, it'd be 4th fret on the G string, this one is 5th fret on the B string. And you can strum all your strings. So let's do this last part again. And you can actually bar these strings with this finger. That's what I'm doing. That'll get you that high note. So let's do this again. This is the second time through, so it'll have this second ending. So then I'm going to do this again. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to where you can see both my hands. It's hard to pluck it up here. So this is the intro. Play through the intro one more time, slowly.